So what's CNN saying about all of this? Well, again, they're coming around because the truth is a time-release capsule for mainstream media.
Even the economy, to some extent, you've heard Biden say this is Putin's fault. I think that excuse is sort of wearing thin with people across the board. There is this sense that he's not quite getting where he needs to go.
So what do you do if you're sitting at home? You have a job, but you're kind of strapped by inflation. So what's the takeaway here? What's the long-term you should be gearing in on?
You know what? It's so interesting because this time, a year ago, the president could look at these numbers and tout them and sort of boast about them. Now that's completely changed because the name of the game is inflation. You've got ordinary Americans paying more in terms of higher gas prices, food prices. Even though they saved so much during the pandemic, they're now eating into those savings. So Biden is going to obviously be blamed for this.
So what's super interesting about this is you guys know that this is all on Biden. Like, you don't have to be a wizard to remember that in the 4 years under the Orange Man, the economy was going bananas in a good banana sense. It was a good bunch of bananas, okay? Things were great. Black and Latino unemployment was at an all-time low. Obviously, COVID and lockdowns and all of that mangled that. But the basic structure of the economy, the basic idea of lowering taxes, unleashing competition and businesses, getting businesses to return to America, all of those things, it was all working. It really was all working. You may not have liked Donald Trump's skin color, and you may not have liked his hair and some of the way he spoke in the tweets, but that is a fact. Then we elect this human corpse who doesn't really stand for anything other than he's been in government for 47 years, obviously never really made anything happen, otherwise things would be better and there would be no use for him to be president. Obviously, his candidacy in many ways was a complete exposure of the fact that Obama didn't do a great job when it came to anything. Systemic racism, the economy, blah, 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 because that ushered in Trump. So then why'd we bring in Biden to fix it? Doesn't make any sense. Even CNN now is reporting that a lot of people know something ain't right.
As members of his own party and key supporters are getting more frustrated. They're questioning if the White House can muster the urgency to deal with huge challenges, from the economy to the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. And the rattled confidence is widespread. A Monmouth poll just found 88% of Americans think the U.S. is on the wrong track. That's an all-time low.
Okay, that is a crazy, crazy number. I try not to get lost in stats and polls and things like that because they can be manipulated. I generally don't trust CNN and often the polling organizations that they're using. The fact that CNN is putting that statistic up, 88% think that this country is on the wrong track. That's pretty much everybody. Biden now is running out of excuses because every time he says it's Putin's price hike, the average person now is realizing that, it's just not true. You're in charge of this country. So if a leader of another country can just jack our gas prices up, cause our inflation to go up, cause us to have supply chain issues and all of those things, if that is true, well, then it is your job to make sure that those things don't happen. So nobody's buying this Putin price hike thing anymore. But every now and again, remember, he blames Putin for everything. It's always Putin. But every now and again, he accidentally says something else.
When it comes to the gas prices, we're going through an incredible transition that is taking place that, God willing, when it's over, we'll be stronger and the world will be stronger and less reliant on fossil fuels when this is over.
Do you get the level of mixed messaging that is? So on one hand, the prices are going up because of Putin. Putin is a bad dude. He went into Ukraine. It's causing all gas prices to rise. And he's also always yelling at gas companies for price gouging, even though they're just responding to the market, okay? They want to make a profit. They want to actually put gas in people's cars and have people come to their gas station. There is some level of competition that goes on there. But he's always blaming Putin for all of this. But then right there he says, well, actually, it's because we're going through this transition. We've got to get off this stuff. This is an incredible opportunity. And it's like, man, those things are completely at odds with each other. Completely at odds. Which is it, man? Is it that we need gas but Putin's a bad dude? Or is it that we're actually doing it to ourselves? Because you guys have your Green New Deal and you're trying to destroy the way the known world was able to build itself over the last, say, 100 years. Which one is it?